Everybody grows up with some core memories and safe spaces, whether they're a school or a neighborhood or a friend. And then we grow up or we move away and they all go away. Well, I've had one my entire life that's a refuge. Mel and Donnas.
Running low on the borderlines, and you tell me that you're doing fine. Morning color lights the hall, pulls you right on through the door. So hold on to all that feeds your soul. I know a place where the sun shines every day. So come with me, I'll take you there. I'll take you there. Coloring outside the lines, and you tell me you're just passing by, drowning in your reasons why. Talk is cheap, but we're wasting time. So hold on to all that feeds your soul.
Like this kitchen was the original log cabin in 47, and then it got bigger and bigger and bigger. So I was asking my mom about what was second, because I have a couple of vague memories, like of the
When you
A-frame
say
being
the
built?
kitchen, like
this little
This
room.
was the
this
whole
was
cabin?
the whole cabin in 47. We had pictures of the little log cabin.
oh,
There
that's
were no
so
trees.
cool. I
like
want to see that.
yeah, my grandpa was a civil engineer and surveyed the north shore of Henry's Lake for a job. And as his payment, he got to pick a lot. So this is the lot that he picked.
But you can just pick any lot you want.
Come on, are you serious,
So he
bro?
was like,
So he picked this lot and was like, look at that view to Sawtell. He picked the right spot.
Right.
And he picked the pie-shaped one that had the most water.
Yeah, the most waterfront space.
So it's a little
Because it
narrow.
goes like
it's
that,
a little narrow
like-
at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me just about this kitchen. Like
Oh,
what do you
dude,
like?
I have a picture of me and my uncles and grandpa with fish laid out across this whole thing. I'm sure it was a different top than this one.
I
but
need it.
They were all like three-pound trout just lined up, man. we would slam it. We knew, oh, if you go line up with the A-frame and the Paul Bunyan's golf ball on the top of Sawtell, and you line up with the rock fall over there, over by where the hill is, we would like pick spots in the lake that we knew were good based on lining up with that cabin and that, you know. And
So good.
Yes.
So good.
So,
Back in the 80s and 90s, my grandpa would rent out the cabin for a week or two a summer to other families, you know, just to pay the bills, to pay the taxes. So a lot of other families enjoyed our family cabin over the decades.
My grandma, Louise Rencher, she was the one that always organized it. It's on the was the north side of Henry's Lake.
Right by the hatchery
And
and
they
Wild
had this-
Rose.
Yep, right by the hatchery. It had a nice, cool dock and a little small harbor. I was young. I loved the fact that the house was unique, meaning the cabin was all these little nooks and crannies where you could go and you could play tag, and there'd be upstairs and secret hiding ways this way and that way. There's a loft area. There was always a piano, a playing piano.
Player piano.
All you had to do is pedal the feet, and it was non-stop because my grandma had 8 kids, you know, and all those kids had a lot of kids, so it was a huge family reunion. And
How many years did you go? A couple times or just the once?
no, it was probably 5, 6, 7 times. Like,
Really?
It was a tradition for me growing up. So, you know, when I was a kid, we'd always do the player piano. My grandma would always do skits, and we'd have a family night in that main room. And there was always that zebra skin on the wall. The kids are younger. The kids would always sleep on the loft, and we'd always see that zebra print. And we'd stay up as late as we can playing that piano until the parents got really mad at us.
we used to run up this, climb up there, go around, and then back down and chase each other in circles up and down those stairs.
It was an obstacle course.
I can remember pulling up to the cabin, and I think they call them mayflies. The side of the cabin was practically black with mayflies. But we knew the fishing was going to be awesome.
Awesome.
And we did. We caught a lot of fish in Henry's Lake. We were all
Brownies and ice cream after play meal, playing cards at the kitchen table. This, you guys, for me is like really sacred space because I have a lot of testimony building moments with my grandparents sharing their testimony with me.
Really? That's cool.
In this room.
Did you guys fish? Did you
We never fished.
boat?
Well, I mean, we boated. When you're older, everyone brought the boat. You know, there were some guys, but I remember one time my cousin was old enough to drive a boat, probably 16, probably not old enough to drive a boat. And we were tubing. And me and all my cousins would go, and he'd just kill us, and we're tubing. We're a 6-year-old driving a boat, so it's not a good idea. And he came and almost ran me into the rocks in the tube. I had to abandon ship.
Really?
I love it. So we drove a minivan way out as far as we could, and we brought a big old 2x10 piece of board, and then we drove the minivan and left the front right tire on top of it, and then we had a diving board off those rocks at the end
Are
to
you
go
serious?
to go play out there.
That's amazing.
How did
dude.
we never think?
memory I have at the cabin, one of the best memories I have at the cabin, is when I was young, probably 16 or 17. I had just learned how to wakeboard the day before. And when I had learned how to wakeboard, it was choppy. I still learned, and it took several tries, but we did get there eventually, and I loved it. I really enjoyed it, but it was difficult, and it was kind of limited because of how choppy the water was. The day after, early in the morning, and we all went out. It's probably 6 a.m. and it was glass, pure glass. And it was one of the most surreal experiences. It was incredible.
Oh, and there's that Johnson boat. And they bought that in, I think, 68. We bought one made by Evinrude in 68. Evinrude and Johnson were sister boats. But this boat had the open bow, which is a little more practical, so families could go in and out.
Yeah,
and ours was an Evinrude, and it was enclosed there, and it was a blue color. But at the time, that was quite a boat. I mean, it doesn't look like much now compared to those big
That
wake
was
boats.
the Cadillac back then.
Yeah, that was quite a boat. It had that tri-hull, which was kind of a different deal.
Mel liked that.
No, I enjoyed Mel. I was around him a lot. I got along with him fine. I didn't mess around when I was with him because he was kind of like my dad. He was a little bit on the stern side. He was all business.
Yeah.
He was a business guy.
Yeah.
And you sit down, you want to get things done, and you want to get from point A to point B the fastest, the easiest way to do it. And
we were at Mel's cabin, and Glenn Erickson and I were in the hut, or the sauna,
Okay.
and we're just totally enjoying that lovely sauna and telling fun stories. And I said, you know what, Glenn, now over in Finland, you jump out and go get in the snow and then hurry back in. And so we did. We ran out and jumped in snow, and pretty soon it got just dang cold. It was cold up there that night. So we hurried and ran back to get in, and my son Scott had locked the door. And so we were sitting out there feeling it. They wouldn't unlock the door. I about killed him.
Well, we built our cabin up there. We're on the other side of the lake, so it's about 8 or 10 miles, from where you guys are at. Clear back down around the highway, and then up Benson Bootjack, and clear down the outlet, clear to our place. And so, but he said, "Yeah, you can borrow the backhoe. You got, He said, but he said it has some peculiarities, and you know how Mel was a guy that would always salvage whatever he had and convert it to make do for what he needed it for. That was an old backhoe. I think it was like a 50-something, 52 backhoe, and so it was old, and so the rings didn't seal real tight and all kinds of things. And so what he had done is it leaked hydraulic fluid like crazy. So I drove it from the Brown's cabin over to our place and kept it for I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks when I dug the footings and the septic tank and the drain field and all of that. And I'd never driven a backhoe in my life. Never had anything. He took me out and showed me, these are the levers. Here you go. See you in a couple of weeks. I mean, that was it. I mean, maybe 10 minutes worth of
What
showing
year
me.
was this?
Oh, that would have been in 95, somewhere in there, 94, somewhere in there. But anyway, so then we drove over and did that and then took it back. But it worked fine. It really did. It worked fine. I learned how to run a backhoe just by doing.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
No, don't you record me.
I'm recording you. Tell me about Donna. Nobody tells me stories about Donna.
You know what? She just was always so supportive. I remember her being so supportive of him. He was so busy, with his callings, with his job. Or I remember my dad was in Kiwanis, but they just seemed the same. But he was always busy, and Donna was just always there for the kids. Always there, baking and cooking, and never ever got mad when we would run in the house to go to the bathroom or whatever. I mean, I just
Dripping water all over.
I just remember her being so sweet, just so kind. And like I say, Mel was just always doing the business thing. Kind of like my dad. I have lots more memories than my mom. But,
What's your memory of Donna?
She thought I was cool because all the kids liked me, and that I did dishes without being asked.
You did dishes without being asked? That would have put you in Donna's good graces.
She came in, it was at the cabin. It was actually before you and I were even married. She came in and I was doing dishes, just looking out the window, doing dishes at the same time. She came and she put her arm around me and she just said,
I spent a lot of time with her.
she said, best view in the world. And I'm like, I'll do dishes here anytime.
Staring at that front window at the lake.
Yeah, but she liked that I did the dishes.
she always was busy. Always busy doing stuff. And it was always serving her family, serving somebody else.
she always treated us like family.
Yeah, she just
always.
treated
I mean,
us so good.
we'd go up, we'd go over Julie's or up the cabin, and it was just never, sometimes you get this, reservation feeling from people that, well, you're our guest or her guest, and so, it's okay, but not with her. It was always just total acceptance that we were part of the family, and
she's in the dish pan looking at the lake. She loved that. At least the view. I don't know about the dish pan. Describe walking into Mebco.
I haven't walked into Mebco for 50 years.
Me either. An impression of the Mel Brown cabin. You had never been there before 3 days
It was
ago.
awesome. It was a little bit crazy. A lot of stairs, thin stairs.
A lot of thin
But it
stairs.
was awesome to be on the water and be able to just go in the backyard and fish.
I have my child.
Lots of food.
Love you.
It was awesome.
Anything hanging on a wall stand out to you?
I've seen now.
The zebra.
Zebra is hard to miss.
And the Taj Mahal.
And the Taj Mahal. Love it. Okay, me and Pete. Tell me stories of the cabin.
I can't think of one on the top of my head. Oh,
what do you guys do up there? What do you like doing?
One year we went boating with a long lost cousin.
Yeah, which one was it? It was
Danny. And that was pretty fun.
Right off the front porch there.
Yeah.
So good. Do you guys always float Big Springs? Do you hike in Yellowstone? What's your go-to?
We go float Big Springs usually.
Love
Big Springs is what we like to do.
Love Big Springs.
Good stuff. Got to get into play mill, of course. That fun stuff.
I always thought it was interesting that he'd written the books about himself and then have it all.
That's kind of the joke in our family, because almost invariably, if you ask Grandpa about stuff, he'd say it's in the book.
It's in the book, yeah.
But one time when I think I just got off my mission, I was at Rick's or whatever. I think it was when that semester I lived with Julie it would have been spring in '95, right before I got married. I think that's the era. Anyway, Grandpa's like, hey, we need to run up to the cabin and back. Can you come with me? You bet. And so I'm in this truck, and on the whole way up, somehow I got him talking, and he talked and talked and talked. And then on the way back, I asked him something else, and it's in the book. It was funny. It was just like night and day. Yeah. I got an hour and a half of stories, and then I got, it's in the book. Read it.
He was kind of funny that way, because it was like he wasn't in the mood, and so
it was funny. He was down.
Wow. And so yeah, this place for me growing up was heaven. Fish all morning, water ski all afternoon, go to West Yellowstone to see Play Mill and eat fudge. Like,
Yeah.
this was the dream
Yeah.
up here.
We're having a salute for the tire from one of the old original pivots, probably from 70, 75. I don't know. What's the latest they put those in?
I don't know.
78 maybe?
Yeah.
Anyway, a moment of silence.
And like we connected the dots and we're talking about the same thing. So we drove up here. Jordan was up here, and so we just like drove down the property and like walked around. And I'm like, yeah, dude, I come here, you know, like a couple times a year with whitings. And Stu's like, yeah, I used to spend like a summer every week here.
So interesting.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So interesting.
God bless Mel Brown for building this place.
I know, right?
Talk is cheaper, we're wasting time. So hold on to all that feeds your soul. I know a place where the sun shines every day. So come with me, I'll take you there. I'll take you there. Running low on the borderlines. Talk is cheap and we're wasting time.
I've been coming up here to Henry's Lake my entire life. This place is sacred to me. My grandparents, my father, my uncles put their blood, sweat, and tears into this cabin. What a legacy it is to still be in our family. Mel and Donnas, what a refuge.